We met as welders. Well, I was a welder.
Yeah, I was a fitter welder.
He used to run a lot. And we did... Please, Tom, I'm
No, sorry, mate, I'm sorry. No, I know I shouldn't interrupt.
And I were always singing. I used to sing around the clubs on my own, didn't I?
Yeah, I went to watching him and thought, boy, he's got some bottle.
Yeah.
But you know.
And I walked in the factory this day and I heard Tommy singing for the first time ever.
That's right,
Remember that?
that's right.
And it was like this.
Yeah.
Because he was singing with his welding mask down. And when I lifted it up, he sounded just the same. So I thought, let's make a double act, which we did. We made a double act. And
Trio first, weren't
we
it?
started a trio first with Tommy on drums, me singing, and a keyboard
player.
Stan.
Stan didn't want to do it full time, so he went.
Yeah, and then we started off and just started doing the clubs and...
Pubs first, £3 a night, and then we moved on from pubs to working men's clubs. Then somebody said to us one day...
We have many names.
Many names. Harper Brothers, Shirell Brothers, and the greatest name of all was Bobby and Stevie Rhythm.
We were rubbish.
Oh, we weren't good. We had to keep changing the name, that's why.
We haven't improved since then, really.
Not a lot, really.
But we had a living out of it.
We do all right.
So we turned to comedy, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because the comedians got £3 more than the singers in the clubs. So we thought, well, if they can do it, we can. So we started doing comedy.
Yeah.
And we started to build a career then, didn't we?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, everybody always, when we got onto TV, somebody said, "How did you? Where did Rock on Tommy come from?" You tell them.
Right, Rock on. We got on TV and we got a catchphrase. Before that, we used to do it in the clubs and the theatres, and everybody started saying this, Rock on Tommy. Then they said, where did it come from? Well, when we were welding, me and Tom, we worked in an engineering factory, and then we went working at a pit where they used to weld the tracks for the carts. I used to blast 3 times a day.
True story, yeah.
So they were blasting, and I used to blow a whistle, and this big whistle went. We went in this hut, and Tommy weren't there, and they blasted. Yeah. And the foreman said, you better come and look at Tommy. Went on the corner, and he's lay there with this big boulder on his chest, and he said, look at that, Rock on Tommy. I thought, what a fantastic catchphrase. So we used that. No, it wasn't that. No, I'm just joking.
No, it wasn't. We're only kidding.
It comes from David Essex, Rock On, the song.
Yeah.
Tommy was singing it, and I said, hey, Rock On, Tommy, and it came from there.
If I hadn't met Bob, I don't think I'd have gone in show business.
You wanted to be a footballer, didn't you?
I wanted to be a footballer, cricket player, you name it, anything like that would have done me fine. But I ended up a welder. And then I accidentally fell into show business. Which is all right, don't get me wrong. You know, done all right.
You've done all right, mate. You've done all right, mate.
Quid.
Sure. From a kid, I've always done show business as a kid. With my sister, I did it. I mean, we stood in. When I was a kid, I used to stand in on the BBC when I was about 9-year-old for a fella called Jimmy Clitheroe. So I used to do his voice, and then I got to be 15 and I discovered rock and roll, and I thought it was quite sissy to be in show business. So I packed it in. Because I had discovered rock and roll like Chuck Berry and people like that. Not like today, I'm not knocking today's music, but it's not great because it isn't great.
I'm not knocking it, no.
Well, it isn't because I'll tell you what, you don't hear anybody whistling today.
No, why? Why?
Because you can't whistle a rap.
No, it's very difficult, I understand.
And
yeah, I understand.
So I packed it in and I became a welder, and that's where I met Tommy as a welder. So I would carry on doing the club singing at night and welding the day. See, he had to do overtime.
I spoiled my career joining him.
Of course,
That spoiled my career totally. I could have played for Man United, Man City, Newcastle, any of them, but I came with him. Look at me now.
You could have been the top welder.
I could have been a top welder.
I'll say. And he joined me.
I joined you and you ruined me.
And that's how we did it. And I only had Tommy join me because he was the only one with a car. And I needed to get the gigs. So that's how we got together. And it's been marvellous.
It's been a marvellous relationship, hasn't it? You can't grumble, can you?
Can you move your head slow because you're chicken next into my face? But otherwise, it's perfect.
Don't you talk. Don't you talk.
What was your first comedy routine? You said you started off singers, then you went into comedy. What
right, the first comedy routine was a golfing routine.
Yeah.
Where Tommy says I had a dream. Do you want us to do it for you?
You don't want us to do it, do you?
Do it, go on, Tommy.
No, I had a dream, right, last night.
Fantastic.
I had a dream I was playing golf with, I'll say what we used to use, Tony Jacklin.
Yeah.
Right? It's a fantastic dream when we're playing golf together.
Right.
Just imagine it, right? It's me and Tony Jacklin. So I put my tea on the floor.
Right.
You're not
Did
doing
you
the
spill it?
golf?
Did you spill it?
Spill what?
The tea.
What do you mean?
Put the tea on the floor.
Tea peg.
Sorry.
I put my ball on the tea peg. I'm now addressing the ball.
Were you going to send it?
I'm not sending it anywhere. I'm going to hit it with my driver.
Is he happy at that?
Who?
Your driver?
No, not my driver of my car. My caddy over there.
Oh, right, okay. You've got a caddy with you now.
Yeah. Do you make the tea with it?
You make the tea with it.
I'll hit the first shot. Straight down the middle.
Perfect.
Second shot.
Go.
Pew, on the green.
Fantastic.
Tony Jacqueline's on the green with me.
Is he?
Tony Jacqueline to put.
Is he?
He puts.
What was that?
Missed. That was the ball running across
It's
the...
fantastic.
He missed. Me, this is for the game. Right? In! I beat Tony Jacqueline.
Brilliant.
My best dream in the world.
That were brilliant. I had a dream last night.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
What was it about?
I dreamt we were in a pub on my own. Suddenly the door opens and he walked in.
No.
Dolly Parton.
Who?
Dolly Parton.
We're in Oldham.
She were on tour.
Okay.
And Cindy Crawford was there. And Dolly Parton said, is there any parties knocking around? I said, my place. I said, you're joking? I said, no, I'm serious. She said, can I come? I said, yeah. Cindy Crawford says, can I come too?
Joking.
So I spent a bit, I got 3 halves.
Ah.
Took them back to my place.
Mm.
Never guess what happened.
Tell me.
I were only on my own with Dolly Parton and Cindy Crawford, that's all.
You're joking. Why didn't you give me a call?
I did, you out playing golf with Tony Jacqueline.
Ah, what a belter.
That was the first routine we
That was
ever
first
did.
routine and it died like that and it did here. So, you know, we didn't do very well actually.
Well, there were a bit more in it, but you know, we'll tell it. Anyway, so that was the first one we ever did. Yeah. We write the material. We'll get an idea. Both of us get the ideas.
Yeah.
So we'll say, yeah, what about if we did that? So I go away and I write it, and then I give it to. We sit then together and say da 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 da,
We don't like that, we like that, we don't...
and then
you
we
know.
put it on stage, and we do it 3 times. And if it works twice out of the 3 times, we keep it. If it doesn't, we bin it. So we do it together, really. Basically.
Yeah, because we can come up with a 2-minute routine normally. By the time we finish it, if we like it, it can become 7-8 minutes live.
Yeah.
It's not the same with TV, but certainly doing it live, we can build on it and build on it if we like it, so it's good.
A funny thing, I'll tell you, the funniest thing, and I think it's the only reason he's got over it, Tom, but in the 80s, and Tom used to shout at me. All the audience used to boo Tommy, boo, I hate you, and all that. And he used to come out the stage door, and women used to hit him with umbrellas. People used to hit Tommy, hated him. And he used to say, and they used to boo him, he said, I don't like this, Bob. I said, but it's working.
Not for me.
I said, they don't like it, it's working. He said, well, it's awful. And it must have been an awful feeling to be booed. And it was. But that meant the act were working because he were picking on it. And it was a strange thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was strange, yeah.
What was your first TV?
We'll
Opportunity Knocks 1969 came last. A rap won it coming back from the canteen playing spoons.
Yes, it did. It was fantastic.
Well, we're good at the
Actually,
time.
did come last on that.
Ah,
We came last on
we did.
Knock, didn't
What
we?
not? What's come last?
I could have won it on my own, but I didn't.
You joined me.
I joined you and you ruined my career.
I've just done that.
And we got on television, and when we got on television, they went on strike, didn't they?
Went on strike. We got our own TV series. No, we did Bruce Forsyth's Big Night Out
right.
first, and we never got shown on that.
And they called us Cannon and Blackout.
Cannon and Blackout, we were nicknamed.
Which was fantastic. We thought, shall we use that? Anyway, anything's better than ball. So anyway, and Michael Grade, who was head of London Weekend then, saw the cuttings of... every week it would go in the TV Times, the Bruce Forsyth's Big Night Out, and naming who was on. And it always named Cannonball, so the press started saying, who's this Cannonball? Where are they? We want to see him. It never got shown, but because press were going at it, Michael Grade saw them and he said, give them their own series. And that was as simple as it was. And we got our own series, and then after about, on the second series it started to kick in, and we were getting like 20 million viewers, and it was like unbelievable, really. And then we got This Is Your Life, and
Royal Commands, and
yeah,
you made a mess, didn't you, at Royal Command? Who's it show that where do we go to? Prince Philip, weren't it? He was that royal thing we went to this big fancy duo, and we got there late because they sent a limo for us, and we were a bit nervous. So we'd had a few drinks, you see, before we got there, and we were on the top table, and the MC come over. He said, "Listen," he said, "Duke of Edinburgh still wants to meet you because you know he's not said hello to you." So he said, "Oh, that's all right, mate." And he gone, and about an hour later he come back, because by then we were legless. And he come back, didn't he? He said, "Right."
He means drunk.
He came, he said, "Right, he wants to meet you now." So we'll go across the stage. He said, "Oh, by the way," he said, "do you know how to meet him? Have you ever met?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, if you've never met him before, you say good evening, Your Majesty.
Right.
If you've met him before, you can say good evening, sir."
Right.
Am I right, isn't that?
Yeah.
So he said, "Right." I said, "We've got that." So off he goes, and we go up to Duke of Edinburgh an hour later, and he comes up, he says, "Your Majesty, Mr. Tommy Cannon." I said, "Good evening, Your Majesty." He says, "Your Majesty, Mr. Bobby Ball." He said, "Hello, cock, how are you?"
Yeah.
Oh, man, nightmare.
But no, because a month later we're doing a Royal Command performance, and we stood there at the end for the royals to come along to tell you how well you've done. And the Queen come along, and she was really little, you know. I felt sorry for her really, because she's that little. And she said, "Hello, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine." She said, "You're obviously Northern." I said, "Yes." So she went anyway. So Duke of Edinburgh come along and said, "Hello, cock, how are you?" You remembered?
He remembered it.
Which I thought was absolutely
It
fantastic.
was absolutely fantastic, yes.
Are you the only ones of your families who are in the show business?
No,
No.
my two sons are in show business.
Yeah.
They followed in. They're a double act, comedy double act.
Yeah.
My cousin, who's dead now, he was in show business,
Wally?
Wally. And my now you'll laugh at this and don't, but my great-great-great-grandmother and great-great-grandfather were in show business in a way because they used to have side shows. And he was had his own boxing booth, and she used to have snakes, used to charm snakes in the side shows. You know, in the old Edwardian days when they had side shows with proper side shows, that's what they did. And I remember I don't remember what they told me, that the strong man married the bearded lady, and they were having a baby. And he said, "What do you want?" He said, "I'm not bothered, so I'm facing the camera."
Oh, man. I can't believe you had the nerve to do that. You can edit that in your...
Sorry about that, Colin. I was felt dead.
I can't believe...
Sorry, Colin.
I can't believe you had the nerve to...
Just a bit desperate.
You've been doing some acting recently.
Bit
Yes.
shy.
How does that compare with comedy?
I like it, mate, because it's a different genre. Again. But I really enjoy it, the acting. Yeah, I do like. I did Last of Summer Wine. I played juvenile lead. And I like it very much.
How did your movie, The Boys in Blue, come about?
And it was a Will Hay movie, a remake of the Will Hay movie. And we was... I think we did it in 5 weeks. We had some great actors on with us.
Oh, John
Roy
Pertwee,
Kinnear,
Roy Kinnear. Yeah.
Dando. What was? Who else would we have? Sykes.
Eric Sykes.
Eric. Fantastic. We had a great time making that movie. Yeah, we loved it.
It was a different thing for me and Tom. We had
Yeah.
that because we'd done a lot of things, never a movie. So they sent us the script, and we always learned our TV scripts from beginning to end. We never had an autocue. We learned everything. We still do, because I don't think with an autocue you can do it anyway. We learned it from beginning to end. And when we got there, the director said we're starting at page 35.
Oh, nightmare.
So we haven't got a clue about how it went. So they don't do it from beginning to end. So it was
But we
great,
enjoyed
great
it.
experience.
We enjoyed it. It was great.
I remember once we had to go through the SAS men and go through this field, and then Tommy said, "Down," and we'd fall flat, and I would fall in a fake cowpat. Fake, but the lads
Got a real one.
got a real one and put it there, and I went all in this. So when in the film, when Tommy goes like that, whoa, he means it, and I'm falling this cow muck. We'll retire when nobody wants us anymore, I think. We just keep going, and when nobody wants us, then you retire. But in this game, you don't. I mean, Tommy's now, he's
It's a great life, isn't it?
74 now, and he's doing well, ain't he, Col?
I'm doing very well. Yeah.
So how's the pacemaker?
You've got to keep it going.
Yeah, no, we won't. I don't think we'll ever retire.
We're happy.
We're really, really happy.
We're happy with
our
whatever
life.
comes along. We're very, very happy. What a
We've
fantastic
done-
career.
Yeah,
And,
we've done most things in show business. So we have really done everything in show business. So we're quite happy, really.
Wouldn't mind doing a musical. That'd be a nice change. Us to
I
stick
can see us in
nice
that.
and-
The Odd Couple, the
The
music.
Odd Couple, the musical. We'd be good at that. Try that.